probably the best thing to do is we just kind of go through the history of how this
You know, I can't remember the
well, these were brought from Olympic Peninsula.
I would say it must have been about 1931.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not positive of that.
And they brought the elk from these are from Olympic.
They're from Olympic Peninsula. Yeah. Old they're old. Like He was catching wild animals. They caught them when they were little calves, and he kept them for a while. I guess they bottle nursed them until they got them, so they would. And then they shipped it up there. It was 8 of them, 5 cows and 3 bulls, and they shipped them up to this. I don't remember his name, but the government had this little experimental station. It was out of Kodiak, where 10, 12 miles, I guess. About an hour with that old boat of ours, which didn't go very fast. A little more than half. And he had a setup there to experiment with cattle, see how they do up in the house, so the natives could. And cattle did real good. Yeah, so they wished these little help on him to take care of. And he was on that for a few months. I know I was talking with the elderly gentleman. They give him a bad time. He was in there cleaning out the manger once, and those bulls all got behind him and started tromping him on the back of their hoofs. And then they'd run his cattle clear up on the mountain, and he complained so much that they decided they'd have to move him. So they decided they'd put him on another island, and they took Afognak, and because we were the other government agents there, it was wished onto the hatchery to arrange for the moving. He didn't have any boat there. They selected me and to go over with Tim Chernoff to move these critters. Well, I didn't know anything about moving them. And we took the scow and went over there and figured we'd just load them up and take them back. And put this old scow up on the beach. We didn't want to wait a long time, so we just put a ramp down like we did for loading the can, ramp over the stern and back and down inside. And the old guy that ran the farm there, he was used to him, so he had a bucket of feed. You get those elk up on the ramp to go in, but then it would shift a little, current shift the bow a little, it move a little, and they jump off.
That would be photo number 1 then.
Yeah, here. That's
number 2.
Just getting the end, got the deck down. He was just getting them cleaning the boat. And I tied that any number of times, and always the same thing. So then I got the bright idea of putting this rope on one of the bulls. I figured if I could get a rope on him, I'd let one inside. Why, then they'd all come. But as soon as you go up and put your arm on him, as soon as you put the rope around his neck, why, the elk took off. I had it tied around his neck, but I didn't have no hitch on his nose yet. So I couldn't no more hold him or nothing. If I let him go, he went right out into the bay. And the old man got a hold of him later and got the rope off. So we'd seen that was no good, so we went back to Kodiak, got some lumber and material, put the thing up, scalp on high tide, and let it go dry, and put the ramp down, and then there was they walked right in, no problem at all. Then floated it off on the next high tide, and towed him over to Afognak and released him on that one.
That's photo number 3.
No problem getting them off, because they walked right on. They were at the time, well, I guess they were a little over here. They had spikes. I don't know just the time we moved them. they waged fat and sassy there on the Afognak. Cows the following year all had calves. One cow swam over to Whale Island when she was with calf. Why, I don't know. Across the street there. But Dr. Parker that was running Whale Island had a fox farm. He told me about it later that this cow had a calf.
Did she stay there with the calf, or?
Did as long as I was there. Now, I don't know what happened. Maybe whether they decided elk meat tasted good and they eat them off, or what happened to them. I wouldn't know.
Yes, the photos, it's number 6. That's a cow and one of the calves.
Yeah, that was I saw over the spring. One girl come up to the hatchery and caused all the women in camp a bad time. He delighted in going down through the clothesline when they'd hang clothes out and catch all the clothes on his horns and run away with it. Any ladder leaning against the building, he knocked it down. We had to get a little rough with him to chase him out of there. Because he was causing too much disturbance.
Well, see, after they were on Afognak Island, then there's probably no hunter pressure on them at all for a bunch of years.
No, not unless there was hoping. I don't think there was up to the time I left, because I'd see the herd every year, and it was about normal for the injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Later now, when they got more of them, I imagine in '86 when they got hungry, still I wouldn't. Apparently they were creatures, but there was always lots of grass and deer around. Real rain.
Well, now, see now, the fish hatchery had what kind of facilities on Afognak Island? Do you have any kind of stuff there at all at that time?
Lifetime?
Yeah, no, as far as your buildings and stuff. No, that was where you had your
That's the hatchery.
that's where you had the main hatchery was on Afognak.
Egg taking station in Kodiak on the far river.
Well, then this picture of the hatchery here is pretty much what it looked like at that time then.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you said that you cut all this lumber was cut right there.
Yeah, sawmill was in part of the one end of the hatchery.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a boom. Sawmill. And this end of the hatchery, we come out here to the lake, and we had a skid, and now seaweed, and we could pull a log drag into
So it's actually
into
stuck
that
right
hole.
onto the building.
Yeah.
Huh?
We had
Well, looks like you made some pretty fancy cuts there. It looks like you were making tongue and groove stuff and
oh,
everything.
yeah, you could. They had headgear planers and all things cut off the line.
What kind of wood was that? Most of your
Spruce.
spruce?
We just was pretty choosy, and it was all pretty clear. We just go around and pick out.
Nice.
That wasn't part of it that wouldn't make lumber while we used for fuel. We used it. That's the only fuel we had there was wood that we used at that time. The cook had the oil burner for his range, but all heat was wood.
Well, how many families were there at the hatchery at that time then?
There was usually about 8 married families, 8 married couples, 8 houses, and then they had a bunkhouse for the single and this house.
Well, you told a story about getting the dog getting you in trouble with the elk. Maybe you could tell that one again.
I'm thinking after I think they'd had their second crop. Yeah. Yeah, I know they had. They was small, and I was taking care of a little dog. Guy, old prospector that worked for us in the summertime, he went out to Seattle, and he wanted me to take care of his dog. But he's a good retriever, so I didn't mind taking care of him. Just the mongrel dog. dog that worked good. All of a sudden, I seen these elk calls. The dog seen him. He goes over and snoops around him. The elk all start taking after him. He runs over to me, gets between my legs, and they all congregated with a circle around me. It made me a little nervous because there's no trees. There were no trees there. I couldn't get up a tree. And they kept making that circle smaller. And I tried to chase the dog away, but he wouldn't go. He just hung right between my legs and hollered and everything else. And a good shot, a few shots over their head with the old girl. I think they had in the corner there for about an hour. I was a little sweaty. But they finally decided that they'd leave. They got tired of it or something. I'm glad to see them go.
They're pretty big critters. I can understand why they kind of shake you up a little bit.
Some of the older bulls, rather good horns. If they wasn't the horns, they tromp with their feet. They have to worry me more than the horns.
Well, there's one picture of this year-old cow here with her calf. She looks like she's pretty good size. Especially the feet was good on her.
Oh, yeah, they were always fat all the time. That's a winter horse.
I know Ron says they're taking quite a few of those up there now.
Oh, I guess so.
In fact,
It's a fairly good herd. I understand. My brother sent me a Alaska magazine once, quite a few years ago now. I forget now. Then there was a herd. And Charlie up and said how many. Originally, there was only 8 going on.
Well, I guess from the pictures I've seen that Ron showed me, they still got the place marked where the old hatchery was.
All disappeared.
I guess it has. In fact, he's got maps, and there's a couple of places that they have Hatchery Cove and other things marked on there, and Egg Taking Creek or something like that. But
no true name.
No true name.
Well,
I have to bring that map in and show you. It's pretty good. Well, how many? You were there from about what?
1927 to 1932. Fall of 1932.
And they kept the hatchery in operation for about how long after that? You know?
It closed in 1933. I never went back because they knew I was out on leave, and that was during the Depression, and the finances for the government were kind of mean, and they had to cut down, so they figured they could close those Alaska stations with less tolerant from sportsmen than they could the ones in the States.
Yeah.
So both Alaska hatcheries, the other one at Gas Bay was closed at the same time. So it would have been in 1933 they closed. I thought I was going back when I left there. I guess big gesture, they canceled all my leave. I had my leave approved for had 90 working days coming and had it all approved and everything, and they canceled all leaves. I lost that, and the boss felt sorry for me, so I went out on a patrol boat, stood wheel watch, and stayed in Seattle a few days, and then went over to Idaho. They were building the hatchery at Hagerman, so he said I could go over there and take care of the hauling with the truck and the cat work they had to do there. So he figured I was entitled to have some time out. I've been up there 3 years. I never did get those 90 days back. I didn't mind 30 of them. Everybody lost that, but I never found anybody else that was nice.
Yeah. I imagine that all government people can appreciate that. Yeah. Well, while you were there on Kodiak, I know you told quite a few stories about taking the eggs there, and I imagine these guys would be interested in the egg taking operation. Just exactly how did you go about it, and what was the purpose of taking these eggs?
Well, at the Afognak hatchery, that was mainly a sockeye salmon hatchery. In fact, that was all we did take, other than periodically every other year they'd take some humpback salmon eggs for shipment to the state of Washington, because they had every other year was a weaning year for them. They were trying to build it up. But the Afognak hatchery was entirely sockeye salmon, and they took them out of the tributaries that run into the Afognak Lake. They racked the little streams off inland just a little ways from the shore, and then we'd seen them when they collected below the racks. The sockeye salmon comes up into the lake early in the spring and early summer, and lays in the lake, and then when it gets ready to spawn, goes into the tributary of the lake. That's the only way you'll find a good sockeye setup, is if it has a lake that has tributaries to it. You might find some sockeye, but any stream that has a lot of sockeye, well, Barnett Lake is another real good example. It's ideal sockeye, natural. And we did take, I got detailed on that 5 years on Carl River. We took steelhead eggs, but they were for shipment to the States too. I got detailed down there in spring.
Were they pretty good steelhead they were taking out of there? Or?
Yeah, average anywhere from 18 to 30 pounds.
These were nice steelhead. Yeah, a lot like the ones we used to get on the Quinault.
Yeah, like they get on the Olympic Peninsula, except inland. Oregon coast has some of the large steelhead too, but they vary quite a little size. The Colosine on the Hood Canal were entirely smaller than they are over on the Hoe and the Quinault and those streams on the peninsula. Well, it's like the Sacramento River steelhead, they're small.
Yeah.
Why, I don't know, whether it's conditions apparently.
It could be just the race too. They just happened to develop that trait there.
They look like they were in a mingle because Philistine is far from Quinault, only it's on the inside.
Yeah. They're pretty specific though, and they don't overlap too much apparently.
That holds true with sucker too, and a lot of the streams in Afognak Island, the organic thing. The fishermen all said if they just seen the sockeye, they said, well, that can't be again. They didn't have a big run, but they were entirely large.
Is that right? There's something specific about that breed for that one.
Breed or conditions, that environment they had when they was in there. I think that plays a most important.
Of course, their ocean life should have been in approximately the same environment. Yeah.
Unless they had a good spot they went to.
Yeah, it's kind of neat because we really don't know too much about what they do in the ocean yet. I don't know, I've talked with Ron about the San Lorenzo River down there. Their steelhead there run a little bit bigger than our Sacramento steelhead. And I've always thought it'd be kind of interesting if they could bring out some of those bigger eggs and see if they could improve it. I'm wondering if, lots of times the sizes are just because they're restricted to a certain area, and is it the bigger fish have never been in there. Of course, now the rivers that they were spawning in were pretty good sized rivers, weren't they?
Well, not always. There's some small. They won't have as many, but they'll have runs of fish in it.
Like the size of Battle Creek?
Well,
which is about like the San Lorenzo. Maybe the San Lorenzo a little smaller than Battle Creek.
In fact, that was about second year, I think, I was there. Somebody got our mail. Once we had to go to Kodiak, sometimes they didn't do that. Once a month, I stayed with them, they didn't make a trip. And when you pick our mail up down Afognak, and one of the guys was they go down there in the little store they could. There was a little pothole back of the town there. In fact, I guess it's more now. They had this big earthquake island there. And a little ditch running. He took a couple of buckets of sockeye fries and dumped in there. And I think it was 3 or 4 years. Well, they had done that before I got there. The return, nobody thought anything about it. The natives was all excited there. There was never been any salmon there at all before. There was no salmon right in front of the village there in this little ditch. We don't know about that why. In fact, they couldn't get up it.
It was only, about a foot wide, maybe
a
couple inches deep.
A little trickle.
And they were
well, they wouldn't have been spawning area if they
No.
in there because it wasn't suitable. They did quite a return of those few buckets of fries.
That's amazing. They could have located that one little thing again.
Because it never happened again. The natives were really excited to do it.
Well, they claim that the smell power or the odor location power of a fish is really one of its key features. Well, now, why was the government? Why did they have the hatchery there? Just to keep the run up, or were they shipping a lot of these eggs, or both? Or?
Snap the socket eggs. No, they was to purchase the maintain there. Carnock River, they didn't have a hatchery, but they had a counter. They allowed one out there. That's what I took care of. The lower end after I got to take two, I think, they allowed so many salmon up to spawn.
Mm-hmm.
And out there, it was 1 million sockeyes. And you regulated the, at that time there was 5 fishermen that fish outfits, not fishermen, that got fish off that area, and get a daily count of what they were catching. And if they were catching off, we weren't getting enough upstream, we had the authority to close it down until we caught up to with them. And that worked real successful. They've taken about the same, taken about 1 million, and we let 1 million up, and that was holding. But since then, they've cut that down a lot on the amount of escapement. In fact, I don't know right now whether they're even doing it, but I know for a long time, after, quite a while afterward, they cut that down a bit, and there was consequently less number that the canneries were doing.
Yeah.
I think personally they should have maintained it even if they had to close the cannery operations over there. Cardiff River and Cardiff Lake has a lot of spawning area.
Yeah.
Big lake, the lake 16 miles long.
Let me click this and we'll put on another one. Okay. We're going, yeah. I had this friend of mine in this class I just took down there who worked for the state of California. You know, they got some boys up there working. And I know he was mentioning that they've really cut back the number of fish that they let up.
There's nothing, to me, there's nothing changed on the spawning area in that. You know, it's the same lake, tributary. If they handle that many then, I don't see why it shouldn't handle it any now.
And the fishing pressure is actually greater for them out in the ocean now.
More, yeah, that's right.
So you'd think that you'd...
I always thought that they should have maintained what they had. They claimed it wasn't necessary to have that many spawn in there, but you've got a lot for a lot of other things because all of them don't materialize. All of them don't materialize to spawn for them. There's a takeoff with a bear, which isn't probably large, and then there's some years
silting.
Some years, yeah, some years are worse for silting, and you got to allow for this year because you can't say that so many going up. There's going to be so many from each female and that. Now you can't do that because 1 year isn't the same as the other. And there's so many different things that can happen. Maybe the water is up when they spawn and then it drops. The eggs freeze out.
Yeah.
Well, if you have a lot of them, some of them won't be all at that high level. Some of them will be later, and consequently you at least have some seed. And nature allowed that, probably why there's so many in the early days before man interfered with it, because that was to take care of it. But now they say, well, this salmon is going to produce that many. Well, you can't say that. If conditions are ideal, sure, but if it isn't, won't. That's just my own idea.
Well, I think that's pretty much a considered opinion of quite a few people. The only trouble is lobbies have a tendency to get things done that aren't always the most beneficial to the welfare of the animals that are in the stream. I know you've mentioned quite a few times about the nice weather up there, and I guess the weather is pretty mild actually because of the Japanese current.
Temperature-wise, it sometimes can get nasty, cold, rain, and then sleet, and then freeze, and get icy, but it's part of real cold. 5 years I spent there, it got down to 0 once. Usually about 20 above would be about. That's still freezing itself can be nasty.
I know Ron showed me some pictures. Apparently, they get some good wind up there.
Oh yeah, they can blow.
He showed the cabins held down with cables and stuff like that.
Especially further out on the peninsula, it's even worse. You have to tie lumber down on the dock and never just leave it tied, even big. All kinds of.
I don't know. We think these little blows we get down here or something.
Well, they can be nasty, especially in the winter. It's usually out of the summer.
I used to tell me stories about the cannery people and how they used to kind of have some problems with them occasionally. About them going out and getting ptarmigan, was it? And,
they would have lots of package can in Washington Bay there. That's what I'm talking about. They had quite a little oriental helmet that they brought up there. And they, most of these, they like to put up food on there to take out. And so they scavenge around and get farmed up with out of season in the summertime when they're having blue ones and that. And they've given me a bad time down to Afognak Lake. There sometimes I had a boat and skip down there by the weir, which is below our cabin. And they've taken it a couple times and let it drift. And I wasn't too happy with that. And I see them blasting these ptarmigan with just little babies while all the whole crop was killed. And you know, you could go up and get the thing on the head. Actually, you wouldn't need it. But they blasted these and they were pretty heavy on it. And I figured to get some ptarmigan myself in the fall after everything was over, but not like that. So I finally got disgusted with it and took the old 30-06 and dropped a few shells close to them. I found it very and it didn't bother me anymore. I didn't hear the shotgun blast.
Well, how was the Kodiak bear population where you have to? Did you get a chance to hunt those at all? Or?
Well, yeah, some. I didn't spend really a lot of time hunting. Shot one back. The Afognak River that comes out of Afognak Lake, you'd always see piles of salmon when you throw them out. So I got me a head spotlight and we went down there and we almost got another one, but he was a little too nervous to put the light on too soon. But actually, I never spent a lot of time. They had started a guide service at that time when I was there, after like 2 or 3 years, to take hunters out on Kodiak Island. They didn't hunt or any of that.
Did you have brownies on Afognak too?
Kodiak. Oh, there were, you'd see some enormous tracks. There over Cardiff Lake was a favorite place for them to take their guided hunting trips. It's pretty cool. And they go up the river on the lake. The lake itself, 16 miles long.
Oh, you could actually take boats up the river then.
Well, if it was shallow, some places you'd have to line it on. I made that trip quite a few times. And the service had biologists that spent the summer take them up there.
That'd be pretty tough for a biologist to have to go up there and put up with that. I can see.
They had a nice little cabin on what we call Dumbbell Island. I don't know if they named it Dumbbell because the biologists there.
Oh, come on now. No bias there. Well, the lake then, it was pretty fair size. They had what? Both steelhead and sockeye running into it.
Sockeye, a few Chinook,
Mm-hmm.
very few, some humpies, humpies. But mainly sockeye.
Mm-hmm. Did they have grayling in those waters too, or no? No grayling there.
Jolly
Varden.
Varden. At that time, we were eliminating Jolly Varden. In fact, we have pictures here of that.
Yeah, I think you do have a picture of that.
When we were doing our steelhead operation, they killed off all of them. I never got paid. They paid 5 cents a bounty for them. Being I already worked for the government, I got nothing.
This is because they were supposedly eating up the eggs.
That's true. They followed the salmon up and the steelhead down.
Mm-hmm.
They eat both ways. And they were big valleys.
I know, I've seen that picture in there. Oh, here, is this it here? Yeah, those are good sized olive orange. We might include that in there.
This is one skip load, or one seine haul.
I tell you, those are big levels. You did most of you laid your seines with a skiff.
Yeah, anchored one end. Only 3 of us. And that was must have been a 100-yard net.
Yeah, well, those look like they run what 10 pounds.
Some of them would get it. The little ones we used to break their necks, but they get too hard on your wrist, so we throw them in a skiff and then throw them up here till they died and then pitch them back.
That's
It was
right.
good eagle bait.
They're pretty good eating too, aren't they?
Well,
See, now, Dolly Varden it's relatively, it's a char, isn't it?
They're a good deal like a brook trout, actually.
Like a brookie, yeah.
Sea-going brook trout.
They're pretty close related to what they call the Arctic char. I imagine it must be.
I don't know.
They're a good sized fish, you can see that. What about deer and stuff on the island? Was there black deer?
No deer.
No deer, huh?
They brought two, just one pair from southeastern Alaska. They put on down, but I found one of them, and apparently something got the other one too. They died, and somebody.
These were black-tailed brown, or?
Yeah,
Which is, I guess, what they have.
Southeastern Alaska is lousy
with the Columbia black.
I've seen them along the beaches in the wintertime when the snow gets bad and food's bad. They get down the beach, and there's an awful lot of mortality, or was in those parts. If it's a tough winter, southeastern Alaska has an awful lot.
Hey, you see, you had, you really didn't have any big carnivores on the island at all, other than the bears, right?
Sure. Bears and land grouse and fox, lots of fox. Weasels, lots of weasels.
This is
No rabbits.
a red fox or a gray fox?
Red fox, silver fox, cross. No, never saw gray. Reds, cross, silver.
Yeah, the normal red population.
Quite a few otter.
No wool,
and we did transport some beaver and put them on.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
We were supposed to put those on Afognak Island, but we kind of figured in our own mind that wasn't so good because they want the salmon to go up these streams, so we put them on a little adjoining one, Raspberry Island, which has a little crack in the lake too, in timber. And they may have crossed over because there's just a small strait between that and Afognak Island. I don't know whether they maybe Afognak Island got the beaver now. That was a miserable deal. I don't know. There must have been about 35 beaver they sent out there. Cage, some of them had two in a cage. Heavy, the big beaver. They were wild beaver. They didn't turn out to use a net to catch them out southeast Alaska. Then we treat them with a net before they drown. They're mean too. We couldn't carry that many because it was heavy. We ran in with the boat as hard as we could. Then we'd take a box or two. We used to have a little skiff in the boat. Sometimes we'd only take one box at a time. We'd ride them all ashore. Then we got them all lined up. We opened them all once and we tried to herd them up this creek. And that was quite a deal. Sometimes they was mad because they'd turn on you. And we hazed them up to the creek a little even less than me. I don't know how they materialized.
That was Raspberry Island.
Yeah.
Maybe the boys could check that out and see if they got a big beaver population up there now.
And maybe if they had elk ones there at Whale Island, I don't know. These beaver wouldn't have very far unless they didn't like the taste of salt water. Yeah, because when they tied it out, there's very little water between.
With that many, how big is Raspberry Island? Is it a mile across?
No.
30 beavers might pretty well overpopulate the whole.
Actually, on the salmon stream, it's a poor thing. But they want the salmon to go up, and that's what they're interested up there.
What was the reasoning of
I don't know. Power beyond us. We just got the orders to move.
Use a little free agency anyway and put them on different islands. Well, I think we've talked about just about everything about these elk and everything. We might run over the pictures once again to make sure we got them identified. See that your first one here is showing them getting the.
Well, that's just kind of getting the elk acquainted to. I sure wish I could remember. He was Nice fellow. He was quite helpful. Of course, he was anxious to get him off of it.
I would too, have to be installed.
He was trying to get him acquainted with the boat and everything, and then we put the little ramp down we used for loading the cat into that scow.
That's #2 picture, huh?
#2.
Yeah.
And I didn't get a picture of when we actually loaded him. I was too busy getting him on it, but we went back to Kodiak and got the lumber and stuff and come back and put it high and dry, high tide load. There was no problem at all. And also have quite an investment in those myself because of this expense. The government never would pay it for all my trip. We had to go and lay overnight in Kodiak and whatnot. They say,
No per diem, huh?
Had no nothing, no expense at all. Said go and get me a couple of those.
Yeah, that would be kind of nice, all right.
It had nothing to do with raising station. I was just sent over there. I didn't go up my own mission. That's the cemetery.
I'm sure the Navy boys can understand that. Let's see, in the #3 picture, the boat that's anchored out there is the one you towed the...
Yeah, that's right.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Looks like the old elk really came right off. No problem at all.
No problem. I got inside there and they was anxious to get off.
You didn't see sick elk?
I wasn't rough trip, so I kept bringing them over.
It would be bad if you'd had a stampede out there on the briny.
And they had signs on there. They couldn't have jumped out.
See, now, how many of them were there then?
8.
You transferred 8. Back then.
I found 3.
Then, see, now, the 4th picture is they're on the island there.
They're on the island on the beach there. And the other one, they're just going into the timber.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's on a bug. It didn't take them long to make themselves at home.
I think most animals can survive pretty well once people leave them alone. Yeah. I think we've covered the elk story pretty good here, and I hope that this is of some use to them and they can make use of this.
Exact year, I'm not too sure. I think it was about 1930. I never did mark it down. I never kept it down.
Well, I think I'm sorry I didn't bring those maps up that Ron has. It shows a lot of this stuff really well. And I know this friend of his. I forgot what your name is when you hear this, but anyway, I know he does a lot of fishing and stuff off these islands out there. He knows them pretty well. So I guess we can kind of turn this thing off now. We've had quite a bit of time.